In Sri Lanka has approved a 4-day work week for public sector workers to help them cope with a chronic fuel shortage and encourage them to grow food as it struggles with its worst financial crisis in decades. The island nation is currently facing its worst economic crisis since independence in 1948.
Sri Lanka's cash-strapped government approved a 4-day work week for public sector workers to help them cope with a chronic fuel shortage and encourage them to grow food, it said on Tuesday, as the country struggles with its worst financial crisis in decades. The island nation, which employs about 1 million people in its public sector, has been hit by a severe foreign exchange shortage, which has left it struggling to pay for critical imports of fuel, food and medicine. Many of the country's 22 million people have to queue up at petrol stations for hours and have been enduring long power cuts for months. Sri Lanka's cabinet late on Monday approved a proposal for public sector workers to be given leave every Friday for the next 3 months, partly because the fuel shortage made commuting difficult and also to encourage them to farm. The United Nations last week warned of a looming humanitarian crisis and it plans to provide $47 million to help more than 1 million vulnerable people. Currency depreciation, rising global commodity prices and a now reversed policy to ban chemical fertilizer pushed food inflation to 57% in April. The government is in talks for a bailout package with the International Monetary Fund and a delegation is expected in Colombo on June 20. The United States is also ready to help, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said after a phone call with Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe late on Monday. Blinken discussed the current economic and political challenges with Ranil Wickremesinghe. Earlier, the Sri Lankan Prime Minister said this month Sri Lanka needed at least $5 billion to meet essential imports for the rest of the year.